Hi Ron, I'm Lou. We talked on the phone. I'll run through the report with you. To start out, you have a cover page and then a table of contents. The table of contents is clickable, so you can navigate quickly to any section you'd like to go to in the report. And what I would like to do is just go through everything, and I do look at stuff on the outside, and I know everything's HOA out there, but still I think it's better if you have an idea of what's going on outside as well. So just a little bit of landscape sloping towards the house, which is very typical right here in the picture in the front. And then down in your window wells, I would like to have the soil level dug down in those a little bit. Now everything's covered. You have a patio roof and you have that front porch roof that's going to protect you from water getting in your window wells. But if you had those dug out, it would reduce the likelihood of water in your basement, which of course we all want no water in our basements. There are typical cracks in the walkway.
Hey Lou, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you usually do the walkthrough just on your computer here, or do you walk them through?
So what I usually do is just on the computer, and then we walk around and look at things.
Oh, fantastic.
Is that going to work out for you, Karen?
Yes.
Okay. So, and then there is some painting on the posts out front that need to be done, a little painting around the door frame, and once again, I assume that's all HOA. Keep caulked around doors and windows, HOA. You have some missing screens on the front of the house.
Okay.
Then the GFCI I'd like to have on the back patio. We don't walk on the roof because it is an HOA. We'll always recommend extensions on downspouts, but don't typically get that. Your carport is in fantastic shape. The foundation looks wonderful. You don't have an unfinished basement. Here's what it looks like up in your attic. So we've got about 5 inches of insulation up there, which was fine for when the house was built. But Dominion does have a rebate, so I'll always recommend that you take advantage of that, and that is on thermwise.com.
Fantastic.
You could bump that to an R60 if you chose to, and our current standard here is an R38. There is no insulation on the attic access cover, so I'll always recommend a pad there. We certainly need weather stripping around the exterior doors. If we can look at the back door here, you can see the gap underneath.
Oh yeah, I see a little bit of light.
And there is a gap on the front door underneath as well. So we just don't want those things.
Okay.
Your electrical service disconnect is in your neighbor's backyard. So I took a picture over the fence, but yeah, you know, I can't go back there, but yeah, just to let you know that it is there. Your electrical panel is in the basement, so cover on, cover off, cover back on, everything looks good, and it does look great under infrared as well. We do have a double tap breaker, and that's what I talked to you about on the phone. It should be an easy correction for you. We'll always recommend an electrician come out and tell you about that, but you know, these things are your choice.
Can you stop for a second? What you use a Thermwise gun on the electrical panel? What does that do?
Tells me if there's any overheating or problems that I could not see with the naked eye.
Fantastic. Thank you. I've never seen that done before.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I like that you have your therm gun. Does that also show moisture?
It will, yeah, but
Because
on the
of
electrical
temperature.
panel,
Right.
it's just temperature that we're looking at. So
Okay.
I found overheating on breakers before that I would have never known about
Wow.
without using the infrared camera.
That's fantastic.
And you know, that can be a big safety issue, and it's all about whatever I can do, personally, in my opinion, is whatever I can do to protect the buyer.
Nice. That's great.
So, then we do have an exposed electrical wire, and we'll go out and look at that on the back of the home on the patio for that little light. And any time a wire is outside the wall, it should be inside of a protective conduit.
Okay.
Plumbing, our water pressure is wonderful. It's 70 psi. No carbon monoxide at the water heater. And I should point out that our water heater was built in 2012, and it is a GE model, so it looks great. Looks good at naked eye and under infrared. Now, at least when you change this water heater out, it's required to have the thicker or bigger earthquake strapping around it, and it should have had an expansion tank when it was changed out in 2012, and it does not.
No. Does it have earthquake straps, but you're thinking they're not big enough, or?
Yeah, it's just a plumber strapping. They don't allow the plumber strapping now. They want the thicker metal.
Okay.
But I think in 12 they still allowed the plumber strap, but they did have an expansion tank requirement.
What about those belts?
Those belts are great.
Great. Okay.
They're fantastic.
Nice.
The ones that look like a seat belt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah,
Great.
absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely perfect. Now your AC is a 17 and your furnace is a 2017. Both of them are virtually brand new.
Fantastic.
AC looks great, and you can feel the cool in the house. And then I've got a thermal picture of the register with cold air, so you'll be able to see that too. Picture of the furnace with the flame. It is working great. That's just a picture of the furnace under infrared. And once again, you can find problems with the infrared that you would not be able to see with the naked eye.
It's great that the temperature is such that you can test both the furnace and the AC.
Yes. It's wonderful today.
Yeah.
And then there has been a condensate leak in the furnace, which is typical of the 90% furnaces, but there is no condensate leak in the furnace today.
Mm.
So, and then we do have a humidifier on the furnace. It's an old humidifier. My guess is it's not operational, and if you do want a humidifier, you have to put a new one on, but we'll always recommend that they're serviced annually.
Okay.
No carbon monoxide at the furnace, which of course is exactly what we're after. And then our furnace filter is dirty, and I have the size right by the picture of the filter. It's at the top of the report too, but my experience is that people look at the picture and they don't go back to the top of the report. So I put the size here as well.
Okay.
16 by 25 by 2. So here's the furnace blowing out the hot air, and here's the furnace after it goes through a rest cycle, so we don't switch from one to the other, going through the AC.
Okay.
So you can see there is a 15-degree temperature split there, which is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is no return air vent in the basement, and that's air pulled off the floor, and I will strongly recommend that you have return air venting in the basement if you're going to be using the basement.
Okay.
There is a little baseboard damage behind the toilet, or staining. It's not really damaged so much as it's had some moisture there.
Mm-hmm.
It could really just be cleaned up and painted. No leak under the sink, which of course is exactly what we're after. And then it does need to be cleaned up and caulked between the shower pan and the walls.
Okay.
And no leak at the toilet. Upstairs bath, the cracking in the sink is typical, and then the stopper for the drain doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it doesn't work. It's not hooked up or something.
Not hooked up, yeah. And then that's the underneath the sink. Now the sink is set up on a motion control,
mm-hmm.
like you'd see in a public lavatory.
Really?
Yes.
I've never seen that in a house before.
Yeah, I rarely see them, but
wow.
Yes, it does. And then it does need to be caulked around the bathtub and corners, the top of the bathtub here, and there is no leak at the toilet, which once again is exactly what we're after. And then everything is no leak, perfect in the half bath. So we're great in the half bath. Laundry, please keep the dryer exhaust line cleaned out a couple times a year. Honestly, the easiest way for me to do that's an electric leaf blower. Just blow the lid out.
Oh, fantastic.
And then in the laundry area, there's no exhaust fan. It's an open area, so I'm not really concerned with moisture buildup. But if you ever close everything off, then you probably should put in a fan in before you do that and vent it to the outside. And then it does not have the GFCI protection for the washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen, there's some damage to the countertop. So some chips, just kind of pretty much normal wear and tear, if we can see that.
Oh, yeah.
This is a patch, this is a chip, another chip over here. Just pretty much normal stuff
Okay.
for a countertop. There is no leak under the drain, but while we're right here, let's look at this one. We have an accordion drain underneath the sink.
Wow, I've never seen that.
Right here?
Yeah.
So we'll always recommend a straight wall pipe, not an accordion pipe,
Yeah.
just so it doesn't collect the debris.
Yeah, that's a big garbage disposal.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
Oh, good.
It is a nice one. For sure. And then if you do have small children, the temperature at the sink is 143 degrees, so it might be a little high.
Mm-hmm.
The water heater is turned all the way up, so you could turn that down. It will last longer if it's turned down.
And save electricity.
The
Or gas.
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 On
It'll
the
save
water
gas.
heater.
Yeah.
Yeah, gas on the water heater. And then the stove is working, but there is not an anti-tip bracket for the stove.
Oh.
So if a small child were to climb up on the doors, which is really hard on these double ovens,
Uh-huh.
they could
Tip
the
forward.
stove over.
Okay.
And so we'll always recommend an anti-tip bracket, and they're only like $5, very inexpensive.
Okay.
My tester in the microwave just showing that does work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I did say that the microwave is a little closer to the stove than is typical.
Okay.
So in order to change that, so it used to have a range hood, I am positive. You'd have to actually cut the cabinet to raise that up.
Gotcha.
But it just depends on how you cook, really. No leak at the dishwasher. I run it through a cycle looking for leakage. I can never tell you how well they clean. And then I do have infrared photos through the house that look great. So no problems with those. You have a little patch right here on the ceiling, which is very normal
Okay.
to have a little patch going on.
Is there any water above that or anything?
There's no moisture in there now.
Okay.
Of course, we have a bathroom upstairs,
okay.
but that almost looks like it was impact damage, not moisture.
Oh yeah,
to
true.
me. Then we do have a couple windows in the living room. We'll go look at those first that have a felt thermosil. And then when you get the report, you have 360-degree photos outside the house and through the house that you'll be able to rotate around and look through the house. And then safety-wise, I'll always recommend upgrading smoke detectors every 10 years. I like a carbon monoxide detector at mattress height on each level that you have somebody sleeping, and then a combustible gas detector down by your furnace. It's unlikely to have a gas leak at the furnace, but if we do, I'd like something to beep at you.
Okay. Pause for 1 second. You said something about 360 views of the house.
Yes. You haven't seen those?
No.
So I wish I could show you, Karen. So when they get them, they'll be able to, and when you get it, you'll be able to rotate these around all through the house, up and down.
Wow.
So.
Does that require a special camera?
It does, yeah.
Wow. What is that called?
The camera?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
So you do a walkthrough with that thingy, right?
Yeah, we take pictures in all the rooms. And then outside the front.
Fantastic. Never seen that.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's kind of cool.
Nice.
You know, I
Wow.
mean, especially for somebody who's out of state, it's so wonderful. For somebody who's here, you know, it's almost gimmicky for somebody who's here. But for somebody who's out of state,
Right.
you can see everything.
That's
It's
fantastic.
great. It really is. And then we'll always just recommend rekeying the house. So changing the locks.
Okay.
So if we could go look at a few things.
Okay.
We'll go here and then we'll go right to the back. But I did want to show you these windows.
Yes, I see that.
So we have moisture between the panes of glass. That does happen over time, so you lose the noble gas between the panes, you get regular air in there, and that's why you get condensation. The only correct way to fix that is to replace the window.
I'd heard that you could fix that, but
You can, that's why I say the only correct way.
Is to
So
replace
the
them.
lowest warranty that I'm aware on a replacement is 10 years.
okay.
And they don't give a warranty on those people that just fix them. So they come in and I don't know how they clean the mineral out, but they just basically
how,
reseal the window. So I'm just not a big fan of something you don't have a warranty on.
Yeah.
So that's probably, well, that's me for sure.
Yep.
Then right here is where that exposed wire is.
Gotcha.
So just in a conduit
Okay.
to protect the wire.
Great.
Super nice patio roof here. You know, you're like the only one that has a patio roof
Wow. Nice.
right here, at least on this building for sure.
Yeah.
And
Fantastic.
it'll be very enjoyable out here.
Yeah. Not sure what direction this faces, but
North.
north. Okay. Yeah. Which is shady, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So let's run and look at the water main. Here, I'll close this door behind you, Karen. Let's just go downstairs. Oh, and I couldn't find the water main.
Oh, you couldn't.
No, the water main line comes over here. I believe it's probably in these cabinets. Actually, I think it's in that corner one, but they're full,
Yes.
completely full.
I understand.
And really, I'm not even supposed to move the stuff on top.
Oh, okay.
You know, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
And then here's where we should really have a return air vent somewhere down here on at the floor level.
What is this? Is anything or just decoration?
This is a little. I think it's.
Is it a fireplace? Or is it just a painted black?
was staying. I think it's just in a little electric
Fireplace thingy.
fireplace looking thing.
Oh,
But I don't think it'll stay because I don't think it's really mounted. It's just sitting there.
okay. Gotcha.
But, you know, when you start assuming,
Yeah.
more often than not, you're wrong, right?
And these are purifier thingies?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. And that's a sound thing there. Air purifier. That sound.
What is a sound? Oh, it's just a speaker.
Uh-huh.
Okay, gotcha.
I believe. So
Yeah.
else I think is sound. Here's your electrical panel. Humidifier here. Doesn't even have water to it. That's why I say I don't believe it will
It's
be
working.
operational.
Yeah.
New furnace. Here's your filter. Super nice, easy access
Nice.
filter.
Fantastic.
And you'll just replace those every other month on the 2-inch filter.
Okay.
Water heater. Here's the plumber strapping.
Right.
So they want the thicker strapping.
Okay.
And typically right here is where an expansion tank would go.
Okay.
And that takes care of the thermal expansion. As the water heats up, it expands slightly. So it will take care of that expansion.
Okay. And how many gallons is that? Like 20?
40?
40? Oh, 40?
I believe it's 40. Yeah, it's in the report, but yeah.
Okay.
I looked at it. I put it in the report, but it's 40.
Okay.
And then that window well is hard to see, but we could look at the one in the front.
Okay.
So we can look at the soil level. You are tall, though. You could probably put it right over the top. See how the gravel's mounded up there?
Yeah.
I always want it 6 inches below the bottom of the window frame.
So the water can't fill up and then go into the window.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
And it would be very unlikely for that to happen because
Right.
of the covers over the patio and the cover over the front porch. But,
Okay.
you know, if we're protecting things, if we're reducing the likelihood, it's always nice.
Okay. Great.
So, and then I don't know what else I can show you, Karen.
I have no idea what this thingy is.
This is a sewer. So here's a toilet.
Okay.
Here's a bathtub.
Fantastic.
And then here, this is a little urinal they're using. Yes. So
That's what it looks like to me.
it is. Yeah, it is. It's a little urinal. Obviously for the guy. But it's not correct.
In case he comes down to the food storage and needs to use the bathroom.
He needs to pee real quick. Oh my gosh, I can't make it. So, and then this would be the vent pipe and the drain pipe for the sink if they put a bathroom down here.
Okay.
But, you know,
Well, I'm glad to know that a bathroom can be down here.
You
So.
could have a little master bath, bedroom
Yeah.
bath down here too.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a vacation suite for somebody staying,
Okay.
you know, but if you chose to. But you don't necessarily want to make places too nice or people might not leave, right?
Yeah.
Just leave them the urinal. Sorry, I shouldn't joke. So,
That's hilarious.
is there anything else
Because
you'd
they
like
have a
to
fridge.
They do.
So it's like they're living down here, kind of, huh?
Well, it's like somebody lives here,
Uh-huh,
and it's kind of just yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Anything
Stereo.
else?
What it?
Oh, this is all stereo equipment.
Wow.
But once again, I'm assuming that will all go away.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would need a lot of training to be able to do something like that.
Yes.
I mean, that's over my head.
Okay. And that's Alexa, I think.
But it's not plugged in,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we're not going to be able to talk to it.
Nope.
We won't be able to say, Alexa.
Play
Yes,
scary
Lord.
music at 3 a.m.
You do that?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
3 a.m. tomorrow to scary music on Spotify. When your alarm sounds, if you need a few more minutes, just ask me to snooze.
Alexa, cancel that alarm.
3 a.m. alarm canceled.
Oops. I'm glad you did that.
Oh, that's
I'm
funny.
really glad you did that. I'm like, oh no.
I just heard about that. That's hilarious. Okay.
I'm sure they blame me, so you
Yeah.
can leave it there. Like, ah. Then he's already paid for that. I've emailed it to you.
Yeah.
You know, if there's anything else you want to see, you can go see that. I like to go over it on the computer just that way I don't miss anything. So then I like to walk through afterwards.
Are you done now?
Uh-huh.
Okay.